Yo, what is up, guys? It's Sync Sports Bets here, and in today's video, I got two player props for the NFL Thursday Night Football game. It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens, and I think it's a great start to the season of Week 1. I love NFL football. I won so much money last year just from football alone. It is the easiest sport to bet on. You guys got to hop on the train right now before the season starts because the picks are the easiest to hit at the very beginning of the season because the lines are going to be low. Everyone's kind of fresh on the field. Um, this is just how the sports books like to do it. They like to put the lines low, and then usually they get pretty accurate through the midseason. But you got to start betting now. Don't just take my picks. Take more. Take as many as you can. But I promise you, I'm only doing two picks because I'm most confident in these two picks. I'm not going to put picks out that I'm not confident in. So trust me on these picks, guys. Doing two picks, obviously one from each team. But before we get into that, I'm going to talk about the spreadsheets. So I will be doing an NFL spreadsheet. If you guys are new to the channel, I do spreadsheets going over each video picks of what happened, if they hit or miss. I'm going to be 100% honest each and every day, and kind of do a little review of how the game went. Um, and Yeah, I just want to be real, and I don't want to be one of those fake bettors that just put out fake slips and don't own up to it. So I'm owning up to each and every pick I put out, so you guys can trust me as a bettor. So I will be doing separate spreadsheets, one for college football and one for NFL. So in tomorrow's video, I will be going over the last video picks for college football. And obviously, there's no video picks to go over because this is the first game of Thursday Night Football. So let's get right into the picks here. First pick, we're going to go to fantasy score for NFL. Fantasy score is so underrated to pick the over. I'm telling you guys, most of my slips, I put fantasy score over and it hit because fantasy score is so easy, guys, especially at the beginning of the season. And even as the season goes on, I mean, turnovers hurt, obviously, negative points do come in fantasy score, as pretty obvious, right? But um, prize picks is a little different. Let's go to the scoring chart here. So it's passing yards. You got 0.04 points per yard. Passing touchdowns is 4 points. Interceptions only negative 1 point, which is still a lot, but you would think it's a little bit more, right? So you're getting a lot of value in the touchdowns versus interceptions. Every rushing yard is zero point 0.1 points. Um, every rushing touchdown is 6 points. Receiving yards, zero point 0.1 points for every yard. Yada, yada, yada. Fumbles lost, negative 1. Receptions, 1. So there's just so much to this, right? And we're just looking at the offense here. Um, so much that goes into the positive of fantasy score, right? Touchdowns give you, what, 4 times than what a pick or a fumble would be, right? So you're getting crazy good value in fantasy score. And just look how low these lines are. Like, we're going to go Lamar Jackson over 20 fantasy score. And there's no other sportsbook besides Prizepicks that has fantasy score that I know of. I have done research on other sports books. They don't put out fantasy scores. Prizepicks is losing money from this, man. Like, look at this. They played Kansas City and he still hit. Like, he did not have a good game. They only scored 10 points in that game. And he still hit. I mean, look at this, 36, 36. And then he barely hit under against Jacksonville, but he's going against pretty elite teams and he's killing it by 16 fantasy score. Like, come on now. I'm in a fantasy league currently. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story, but I'm in a 2 quarterback super flex 14-man league, and Lamar Jackson was picked in the first round. Obviously, QBs are picked way higher, but I love picking the players that are obviously going to do well in the season for fantasy score. You're betting on it, and you just got to take this pick here. He's going to hit over. Like, no stress about it. It is versus Kansas City. I expect Kansas City to take the lead. Lamar Jackson's going to have to do more than just handing the ball off to Derrick Henry. He's going to be throwing it, and he's going to score either a rushing or a throwing touchdown and gain those points quickly. Guarantee, I think Lamar Jackson's going to hit on Thursday night football. Let's go to outlier here. Obviously, it doesn't have the fantasy scores, but it has all the other stats. So we're not actually going to longest rush, but if you look at the top here on outlier, you can look at his touchdowns for the year. You can look at his passing yards. Right, he threw for 357, and you guys gotta understand, right? He did hit 56%, but you guys gotta understand that it counts as rushing, his passing, his touchdowns, no matter what it is. Um, and it just adds up so quick, right? So passing touchdown, this is way better. I don't know what the touchdown was, but look at this, 5 touchdowns. Who was that against? Miami. Holy, they just spanked him. Passing attempts, I mean, he still passes the ball pretty heavily, right? Outlier just got every stat for the main course of players, right? Like Outlier doesn't have every single player that's on Prizepicks, but it has the main players that people bet on, right? So it literally has every category you need. Let's go to pass and rush yards. Check that out there. 386, 393, 356, 326. Man, all of this is going to apply to the fantasy score. I'm telling you guys got to start betting on the fantasy score. I will be doing more fantasy scores on the Friday night game too. I already know some locks, but we're going to wait on that for a different game. Let's go to the second pick and our last pick for the Thursday night football game. We're going to go over on Isaiah Pacheco. This guy is a beast, man. He was picked in like first, second round in all of the fantasy drafts, at least that I know of, because I'm in a Superflex league. Every league's different, but this guy's a beast, man. Let's look at his last 5. He's easily hit this. Like, if he scores a touchdown, we basically automatically win, but he can get this with receiving yards and rushing yards alone, right? The touchdown just adds on top of it. And he does get touchdowns like almost every game. If they're on the 1 yard line, he's already scoring that. Like, Mahomes doesn't need to run it up. They got Isaiah Pacheco. Okay, guys, I lied. There is fantasy score on Outliers. Probably because I messaged him earlier today to add this because I am partners with them. But check this out. We're going to go over both of them. But check out Isaiah Pacheco's fantasy score. 70% out of the last 10. I mean, the only way he can lose is if he gets a fumble or they just absolutely stop the run. I think that Chiefs are going to be leading this game because they're just overpowered. I mean, they're going to go 3-peat, maybe. You just never freaking know. But, like, literally, all he needs is over 13.5. I really like this play here. Lock it in. He did hit head-to-head last year as well. Let's go to that. He had 18.2 in the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken, that they played each other, in January. So, I mean, smash the over. It's too easy for Isaiah Pacheco. Let's go to Lamar Jackson's real quick now that it's up here. He has hit 60%, but look at these games that he hit at a large amount. Like 36, that's 16, 12 over his line. That's just too easy. I mean, this one was really close too. These ones, like, picks does, make it worse, but head to head last year he did hit over, and he had a very, very poor game as well. He only had 10 points on the board as the offense versus Kansas City. But man, I really like these 2 picks here. Do what you want, pick what you feel is most confident in, but these are my 2 picks for the Thursday night football. It's going to be a really, really good game. Definitely can see a Super Bowl matchup here. You just never know. I don't really like Baltimore's wide receiver corp, so maybe not, but never know. It's going to be an elite game. So lock these in. Add the Caleb Mahomes to your slip, and I'm looking forward to posting these college football picks tomorrow for the Friday night slate. So stay tuned on that. I am posting a lot of these picks on Chalkboard, on other apps. I don't really like Prizepicks because they pay less. With the correlated play, they pay less just on a lot of things, man. So I did lock this in Prizepicks just in case, but I am going on Chalkboard and better and other apps because they have way better odds and payouts because this app's kind of going downhill low key. So definitely lock these in. Very confident. Make sure to use as many promos as you can throughout the season. Caleb Williams is zero point 0.5 every single week on Prizepicks. So you just, as a new bettor, it is, you know, ideally the best app as a new bettor to use. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do, make sure to like and subscribe. We hit over 1,000 views last video, so let's keep that up. I want to get the algorithm to as many people out there so we can all win some cash and enjoy your night. Let's cash out on Thursday and enjoy the game, man. Look forward to it. Peace out.